Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at another one of the Reddit daily challenges, and the challenge that we're going to do today is number 353, closest string. And this problem is about finding the geometrical center of a set of input strings, and the input that we're going to enter is first going to be an integer telling you how many lines you want to read for the input, and then that number of lines, like so. So they've given us a couple of inputs and outputs, and I've pre-written some tests for that, so I'm just going to copy and paste that in now, like so. And then let's start writing our functions. Alright, so the main function that we're going to use is going to be the closest string one. And we want to accept a vector of strings and something like string like that. And then we're going to return a str. Alright. So we're going to let I is equal to the vector, and we're going to iterate over it. And then we want to map the first, and then we want to once again iterate over the vector. And now we want to map, have you guessed it, the second. And then we're going to call another function that we're going to call hamming, and we're going to send in the first and second like so. And then we want to sum that, and we want to put it in a usize. And let's see, did I forget anything? No, this looks pretty good. And then we want to enumerate over that. Enumerate. I spell that correctly? We'll have to see later. And let's see, min by key. And in here we don't care about the index, so make sure to put an underscore, but we do care about the character. And let's see, then, oh, I forgot, of course you gotta start with the pipe, like so, and end with the pipe, and then just the character. Then we're going to unwrap all of that and get the first one. Alright, so that's quite a lot of code, and this makes it look a little bit more pretty. And then obviously we want to return, and we're going to return vector number I, like so. Alright, and what is this hamming function here? Well, that's described pretty well in the Reddit page, and it's the hamming distance. So the hamming function is going to calculate the hamming distance. So let's write that function now. So function hamming is going to take the two parameters that are going to be strs, so a second, like so, and then it's going to return a usize. Alright, so we want the chars of the first one, and we're going to zip it together with the chars of the second one. And then we want to filter out, let's see, don't forget the pipe, like so, and just the first comma second. And we want to filter out if first is not equal to second. And then we are going to count that. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's see, what's the problem? Function is never used, and function is never used. Well, let's try our tests and make sure that these functions are working properly. So enter cargo test, and the tests are running just fine. And if you don't trust me, I can change the output and we'll try again, and hopefully it fails. Alright, so that's what the output should be, and let's try again, and now it runs just fine. Alright, so let's write our main function. And essentially what we want to do in our main function is take in all of the input, and we also want to do the thing in the beginning where you first enter how many lines you're going to write after that. All right, so we're going to start off normally with let mute input equals to a new string. Hopefully that's nothing new. Then we're going to use the standard IO standard in, and we are going to read line into the mute input, and of course we have to expect it to fail to read line semicolon like so. And then we are going to convert this. So first of all, you gotta enter the number. So we're going to convert this to a usize because we don't want it to be a string. So let usize equal input, and we're going to trim it and parse it and expect it to not be a number. So please type a number and like so. And then we are going to declare a new variable that's called this let mute equals strings. It's going to be equal to a vector. Sorry, it's going to be of the type vector string, and it's going to be equal to an empty vector. And one of the ways to do this is to simply write an open and close brace and then to vector, because we need to initialize this one, and then and we don't care about this, so for underscore I in 0 ... number. So for every number from 0 up until number, we want to input equals string new. And then we are going to, once again, we can just copy that from over here, expect some input like so. And then we want to remove, so you can make a comment here. When you press enter, that's actually an extra character. It's called a \n. So we want to remove that character. So let's just write to remove \n from the end of the string. And the way to do that in code is to write input.pop like so. And then we are going to have strings that push input, and we need to clone this. All right, so we're essentially going to push each new string at the end of this vector of strings. And then the last thing we want to do is print line the closest string of the strings. All right, let's try running our code. Cargo run, and I'm just going to copy the example from over here and then paste that in and press enter, and this returns AATATCTACAT. I don't know if I said that correctly, but let's try with a copy paste, and yes, that's the same. That's the correct output. So this program is working just fine. All right, so that's it for this tutorial. So good luck and happy coding.